The city of Ashmere had a pulse you could hear through broken windows and static-filled radios. It beat faster every night now, a rhythm of sirens, tires, and fear. 11 violent incidents in 11 nights. That was the count before the police stopped calling them coincidences. Detective Eli Moran sat in the task force room staring at a map. Red pins formed a crescent around the river. Too deliberate to ignore. His eyes burned from no sleep. His mind clawing through fragments of evidence that didn't add up. 11 crimes. 11 streets. 11 dead. He didn't believe in patterns anymore. Only consequences. Outside, floodlights from the precinct cut through drizzle. The air smelled of copper and diesel. The scent of a city bracing itself for war with its own reflection. The first body had washed up along the riverbank. The second was left in an alley near the tram line. By the time the fifth hit the morgue, the city's nerves were raw. Talkback radio screamed about gangs and drugs. Politicians promised zero tolerance. Eli Moran and his partner Layla Grant stood in the rain beside the latest victim, a young courier with rope burns and broken fingers. Same pattern as before. Another night, Layla said quietly. Eli crouched beside the body. Another message. They moved methodically, cataloging details no one else would care about. Tire marks, footprints, traces of a nylon strap. But beneath the professionalism lingered dread, the kind that whispered this wasn't random violence. Someone was orchestrating chaos, and if they didn't stop it soon, Ashmere would burn. The city's rumor mill worked faster than any detective. Every informant Eli called said the same thing. It's the broker. No one could describe the broker, only the chaos they caused. Money moved through shell businesses, gambling rings, and freight containers. Eli and Layla followed one lead to an illegal boxing club in Dockside, the kind of place where debts were settled with fists. The owner, Rico Dalka, smiled with too many gold teeth and too much sweat. "You think I run the city?" he laughed. "I just rent space in it." Eli leaned in. "Then tell me who pays your rent." A fistfight broke out in the ring. The noise gave Rico courage. He smirked and said, "You can't arrest a broker. The broker's an idea." Outside, Layla lit a cigarette with trembling fingers. "Then maybe we find a person who thought of it." By week 3, the city's politicians couldn't ignore the blood anymore. The mayor held press conferences flanked by police armored vehicles. "We will restore order," she said, as if saying it made it true. But the 11th night came anyway. A sedan burned in the Salt Marsh industrial zone, its heat lighting up the fog. Inside, Deputy Inspector Rowe. The department fell apart by dawn. Officers whispered about leaks, payoffs, ghosts in the chain of command. Eli stared at the flames, realizing he'd warned Rodays earlier about a mole in the task force. That night, someone slipped an unmarked envelope under his apartment door. Inside was a USB drive and a note written in block letters. "For your conscience." The footage on the USB showed empty streets, hours before each murder. A van idled in the same corner, always out of focus. The same shadow stepped out each time. But in the last video, Rowe appeared, handing a briefcase to the hooded figure. Layla rewound the clip 3 times. "He was feeding them," she whispered. Eli nodded, and someone fed him. The van's license traced back to Corn Freight, a shell logistics company. They raided its dockside warehouse at sunrise with a tactical unit. Inside, they found no suspects, only evidence walls covered with photos of victims, police files, and surveillance shots of themselves. On the far wall, written in black marker, "Ashes rise where order fails." Ashmere changed overnight. Military-style checkpoints appeared downtown. Drones buzzed over rooftops. Police presence doubled, but crime didn't stop. It just did better. Eli met Sophie Vale, a journalist he'd once threatened to arrest for obstruction. Now she was his only source. She handed him a memory card containing encrypted documents. "You want to know what these killings bought," she said. "Laws, surveillance, contracts. Every fire gave them permission to tighten the leash." He scrolled through financial transfers, linking the crackdown's funding to Corn Freight. "They built the fear they're profiting from," he said quietly. Sophie nodded. "And they'll kill anyone who says so." 2 nights later, Sophie vanished. Her phone last pinged near the docks, the same crescent marked on Eli's original map. Layla tried to stop him from going alone, but he ignored her. The warehouse door creaked open. Inside, Sophie sat tied to a chair under a hanging bulb. Standing before her was Commissioner Talbot. Eli froze. "You?" Talbot smiled. Who else could keep the city awake long enough to control it? He circled Sophie like a lecturer. 11 nights, 11 acts. Fear builds obedience, detective. And you've been my stagehand all along. Eli raised his gun. "I'm done helping." One echoing shot ended the performance. Morning broke quiet over Ashmere. The official story said the violence was over. The crackdown successful. The commissioner killed in the line of duty. But Eli Moran was gone. His badge washed up near the pier 3 days later. Layla left the force soon after. Sophie published one final anonymous article, the 11th night. It didn't name names, but everyone who read it understood. Ashmere returned to pretending everything was fine. The city slept again. And somewhere beyond the fog, someone new was pinning fresh red dots to a map.